Mara Sarah. I'm so happy you're here. You're listening to the My Felt Story podcast, your place for Torah stories. From Avraham Avinu to Moshe Rabbeinu, we learn how to love and serve Hashem and how to be kind to our fellow friends. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. This is the story of Parshas Chayei Sarah. When Sarah was 127 years old, it was time for her neshama to go back to Hashem. Avraham and Yitzchok felt very sad when Sarah passed away. Avraham loved Sarah, his beloved and kind wife, and Yitzchok loved his mother. They were going to miss her so much. Did you know, when Sarah was alive, her tent was filled with the Shekhinah? The Shekhinah is Hashem's presence that you can feel with your heart. The Shekhinah of Hashem was always in her tent. It feels so nice and cozy when Hashem's Shekhinah is inside our house. There were also other special miracles that happened in Sarah's tent. Her candles stayed lit from week to week, and her bread that Sarah baked always stayed fresh. Now that Sarah passed away, all those special miracles stopped happening. Avraham and Yitzchok had to mourn for Sarah. Mourning is what you do when you feel sad about something that you lost. It gives you time to feel the pain and grief of losing something that you really love. Avraham and Yitzchok lost their most important person, and they had a lot of sadness. Avraham went to buy some land to bury Sarah. He spoke to Ephraim Hachiti about buying some of his land. Ephraim said, "Sure, I'll give you a good deal. Only pay me 400 silver shekels." Ephraim was a tricky guy who didn't keep his word. Even though he told Avraham that he would give him a good deal, he charged him a lot of money. Nevertheless, Avraham gave Ephraim all 400 silver shekels so he could buy the land with a special cave to bury Sarah Imenu. Do you know that you can visit this cave today in Eretz Yisrael, in Israel? Sarah is buried there, as well as Avraham and many other avos and imahos. It is called the Maras HaMachpelah. When you go to Hebron, you can see it there and daven there by Sarah's kever. After Avraham and Yitzchok finished burying and mourning Sarah, it was time for Yitzchok to get married and start his own family. Avraham called his servant Eliezer and asked him to go and find a wife for Yitzchok. He said, "Can you please go to the land of Canaan, where my family lives, and find a girl, a kind girl, to be Yitzchok's wife?" Eliezer said, "Yes, master." And he packed 10 camels loaded with gifts and delicious food. Eliezer traveled from Canaan all the way to Haran. When he arrived in Haran, he went to the well where all the girls would come to draw water for their families. They didn't have taps in their kitchens. They needed to collect water from the city well and bring them home in jugs. How will I find the right girl for Yitzchok? Eliezer thought. He stopped on the way to daven to Hashem. He said, "Hashem, I'm looking for a kind girl for Yitzchok. Can you please help me find the right one?" Eliezer thought of an idea to help him find the girl. He said, "If she gives me water and offers water to my camels as well, I'll know she's kind and the right one for Yitzchok." As soon as Eliezer finished talking to Hashem, he noticed Rivkah drawing water from the well. Eliezer saw something strange. The water was rushing up to fill her bucket. "Wow," thought Eliezer, "this girl has miracles happening for her. She must be a special girl." Eliezer went up to Rivkah and asked her, "May I please have a drink of water?" Rivkah saw how hot and tired Eliezer was from traveling in the hot desert. "Sure, here, have some water from my jug." She lowered her jug and offered it to Eliezer. Then she noticed Eliezer's camels looking very thirsty. May I please offer water to your camels as well? Sure, thank you, Eliezer said, as he whispered a silent tefillah of thanks to Hashem. Rivkah drew water from the well and filled the water trough for the camels. The camels lowered their heads towards the water and sucked the water up into their mouths. Camels drink a lot of water, and Rivkah kept filling the trough until all the camels had had enough to drink. Eliezer watched as Rivkah helped him water his camels. He knew this was the right girl for Yitzchok. She was so very kind. Eliezer hoped that Rivkah would want to come with him to marry Yitzchok. He gave Rivkah a golden nose ring and 2 beautiful golden bracelets as presents. Then he asked her, "Who's your father? Is there space in your house for me to stay?" Rivkah said, "I'm the daughter of Besuel, who's the son of Nachor. And yes, please come with all your camels to stay at our house." Eliezer felt a wave of gratitude when he heard Rivkah's words. Nachor was Avraham's brother. Rivkah was part of Avraham's family, which is what Avraham wanted for Yitzchok. Thank you, Hashem, for helping me find Rivkah. Rivkah showed Eliezer the way to her house, with all the camels coming along. When Rivkah's brother Lavan saw Rivkah's beautiful presents, he ran outside to see if Eliezer had any presents for him too. "Come inside. I've taken out all the idols and made a place for your camels," Lavan said. All the camels were wearing muzzles so they wouldn't eat from other people's fields. Lavan helped Eliezer take all the muzzles off the camels so they could eat. After the camels received their hay and water, Eliezer sat down with Rivkah's family for supper. He said, "Let me first tell you about my travels before I eat." And Eliezer told them all about his master Avraham and how he davened to Hashem to ask for help to find the right girl, and about the sign if she would offer water to him and his camels. Lavan and Besuel were listening and realized that it was indeed from Hashem that Rivkah would go and marry Yitzchok. Eliezer gave them all many gifts of silver and gold and clothing and fruit. In the morning, Eliezer was ready to go and travel with Rivkah back to Haran. But Rivkah's mother didn't want her to go yet. She asked if Eliezer could come back in 10 months. Eliezer did not want to wait all that time. They decided to ask Rivkah and see what she wanted to do. Rivkah knew that Avraham and Yitzchok were special people who loved Hashem. They didn't serve idols like her family did. Rivkah wanted to marry Yitzchok. She said, "Yes, I would like to go right away." And so they rode on their camels all the way back to Eretz Canaan. In the distance, they saw a man. Rivkah asked Eliezer, "Who is that?" He said, "That is my master Yitzchok." Rivkah was astounded. She was amazed by Yitzchok's beauty and radiance. His face shone with holiness. Rivkah's heart melted with awe and love. "Wow! This man is so special. How lucky I am to be able to marry such a holy man." She covered her face with a veil as a sign of respect and love. When they got to Yitzchok, Eliezer told him all about his long journey and about how kind Rivkah had been to him and his camels. Yitzchok was so happy to hear what a kind and special girl Rivkah was. He married Rivkah and brought her into his tent. He was overjoyed when he saw Hashem's Shekhinah come back, just like when his mother Sarah was alive. The tent felt peaceful and cozy with Hashem's Shekhinah again. The candles stayed lit and the bread stayed fresh. Yitzchok's heart was comforted and full of love for his beautiful and special wife, Rivkah. And that's it for today, friends. I hope you enjoyed the story. Did you know there's a felt set that goes along with this? You can use it to act out the story and tell it in your own special way. Go to myfeltstory.com to check it out. Sending you lots of love until next time.